Hello Year 2 and welcome to today's maths lesson, and today we will be drawing pictograms. Before we draw our pictograms, let's interpret them. Now you might remember, interpret means looking at something and trying to find out all the information that we can from it. So my first question for you is, who ate the most pieces of fruit in week 1? That means you need to look at the pictogram for week 1. So who ate the most pieces of fruit? That's right, it was Mo who ate the most pieces of fruit in week 1. My second question for you, who ate the least fruit overall? So over the 2 weeks, who ate the least amount of fruit? You can pause the video if you like, count them up and work out who ate the least amount. Ron ate the least amount of fruit. He only ate 6 pieces of fruit in the whole week. My third question for you is, what was the difference in amount of fruit between week 1 and week 2 for Ron? So he ate 3 in week 1 and he ate 3 in week 2. What's the difference between that? There's nothing. There is no difference. So it's 0. And did Ron have the biggest difference? Let's have a look. Let's take Annie, for example. On week 2, she had 2, 4, 6. She had 6 on week 2. But on week 1, she just had 1. So 6 take away 1 equals 5. So her difference between the 2 weeks was 5. So Ron definitely didn't have the biggest. We know that Ron had 0, whereas Annie had 5. So there you go. Annie had the biggest difference. So if you want to, you can have a look at question 1 now and have a go. But if not, finish the video and then you can have a go. So here we've got Dora and Tommy's pictograms. Now they are recording the amount of fruit that they've eaten. So Dora's pictogram, each pink circle equals 1 piece of fruit. So here we go. We've got bananas, but bananas, there are too many to fit in. She's popped them on the end, but for a pictogram we really want it inside the boxes. So let's have a look at Tommy's. He instead has 2 pieces of fruit for each pink circle that he draws. So rather than drawing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pink circles, for the 6 apples he could draw 1 circle, 2 circles, 3 circles. So there you go. 3 circles in the apples actually means 6 apples because each one of those equals 2 pieces of fruit. So that's 2 pieces, that's 2 pieces, and that's 2 pieces of fruit. So that's 2, 4, 6. He's got 6 apples. He can also do the same for oranges and bananas. Now Tommy's is a bit easier to read because his all fit in and we know that each one equals 2. So the whole class have been video calling their relatives. They've called 20 grandmas and twice as many uncles as grandmas, but 5 fewer cousins less than uncles. Let's see if we can make a pictogram for this. So here we go. We've got the grandmas. They've called 20 grandmas. What do you think the key needs to be? If there's 2 smiley faces in the pictogram, but they've called 20 grandmas, what does each smiley face show? So these 2 together, that shows us 20. So what's 1 going to show us? It is going to show us 10. Because if that's 10, and that's 10, that's 10, 20. 2 pictures equal 20 grandmas. They called twice as many uncles as grandmas. So if they called 20 grandmas and they called twice as many uncles, that's 2 lots of 20. That's 10, 20, 30, 40 uncles that they've called. So if each picture is 10, that's 10, 20, 30, 40. How about the cousins? They called 5 fewer cousins than uncles. So in order to show that we've not got to full 10, we have halved the picture. So let's have a look at this. This is 10. That's also 10. And that's also 10. But this here is not a full face. So that's not 10. It is in fact half of a face. So half of 10 is 5. So counting that up, that's 10, 20, 30, 35. So that's 5 fewer than the 40 uncles that we called before. So we're going to change it this time to 5 relatives for each smiley face. So now that they equal 5, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, still 20 grandmas, but just drawn differently. Now, if we're to do double the amount, remember, because they called twice as many uncles, and they've got 4 pictures for grandmas, twice as many as that, we need 8 pictures. So there we go, we've got the 8 pictures, which equals, let's count up in 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So the same as up here when we were looking at the 4 pictures that equal 10. And now for the cousins. This equaled 10, so with our new pictures, we're going to need 2 smiley faces for each smiley face we did on the last one. But when it comes to this half a face, this one here, we can now just use 1 smiley face, because this smiley face here gave us 5 relatives when it was in half. Whereas now a whole smiley face equals 5, so we just need 1 for that one. So in total we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 smiley faces. So you can have a go now at question 2 if you like. If not, carry on, wait to the end of the video. So we're now going to make a pictogram of the amount of minutes that this girl has spent reading. So have a look on Saturday. Saturday is the most amount of minutes, 55 minutes of reading. We need to decide what our book, so the key, shows us in terms of how many minutes someone spent reading. Imagine if that book showed us 1 minute of somebody reading. For Saturday, we would have to draw 55 books in our pictogram just for Saturday. So let's go for a bigger number. I think let's go for the number 10. That will make it a bit easier and we can draw fewer books and it'll be easier to read. So here's our pictogram now, and we've put even the biggest amount of minutes into the books, each book showing us 10 minutes. So if you remember from the last slide, that was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55 minutes on Saturday, now drawn out in our pictogram as books. So even the biggest one is now quite simple to read. So my question for you, on which day did Alex read the most and by how much? Hopefully you can see on Saturday, because it's got the longest amount of books, that was the day that Alex read the most. But how much more did she read on Saturday than any other days? So in order to work that out, we're going to look at the next biggest, and that is Sunday, which ends here. So I'm going to draw a line up which goes halfway through one of the books on Saturday. So let's work out Saturday. That's half a book and another half a book more than Sunday's reading. So half a book equals 5 minutes and another half a book equals 5 minutes. So how much more did Alex read on Saturday than on Sunday? That's right, she spent a whole extra 10 minutes on Saturday reading than on Sunday. Okay, so you can now either finish the worksheet or do the whole thing if you've not started it yet. I hope that's okay. Best of luck. I look forward to seeing your answers.